Hello, Libras. This is Lola, your Empress of Love, giving you the tea on love and romance for the month of August, the last 2 weeks, August 2017. For those of you Libras that would like to get a personal reading, please go to www.whatstheteatarot.com. I offer same-day readings as well as scheduled readings for a future time. Again, if you would like to get a personal reading, Libras, go to www.whatstheteatarot.com to book your reading. Okay, we are going to get started. The first card you have up, Libra, is the Fool card. And the Fool card, as it relates to love and romance, indicates that someone may be asking of you, Libra, for more than what you're willing to give or more than what you're willing to commit to at this time. Although a part of you may want to give it your all, another part of you is cautioning you to hold things back. You have mixed emotions regarding your love and romance relationships. Some of you Libras may be looking at the current relationship that you're in and checking it out and saying to yourself, do I even want this anymore? And you are going to come to a place where you're going to make that decision, because you're going to be examining your relationships and you're going to take a deeper look, and if you feel as though it serves you, then you're going to stay with it. But on the other hand, if you feel as though it is no longer serving you, you're going to make the decision to move on. Ultimately, Libras, you are going to get what you want, but it may come in a different form. Okay? Now, the first card that I pulled, which is the Fool card, that gives me insight as to what's going on with you. That's the major focus of what's going on with you. The second card that I pulled that card to give me more insight as to what's going on with you and to give me a little bit more about the first card. Now, the second card that I pulled for you, Libras, some of you will be experiencing, first of all, it is the Five of Cups. And if you can take a look, see at the Five of Cups here, you will see that the Five of Cups indicates that I'm going to say you're in what I would call a grief state. You have 5 cups on this card, depicted on this card. However, 3 of the cups are spilled over, but and you have 2 cups that are remaining, standing upright. However, your focus is on the 3 cups that are spilled. I'm going to say that for some of you Libras, you feel as though your relationship is in a state of grief. You feel like you're mourning, like if you're grieving about the way that your relationship is, because you feel that something was lost, or that the relationship was lost, or if you're involved in a relationship, you've even though you may be, those of you that may be in a relationship, you still feel that something is lost in the relationship, or that something has died in the relationship, or something is not the way that it once was, and you still feel a great attachment to what was lost. However things used to be, they're not that way anymore. For those of you that are currently involved in relationships, and for those of you who are seeking to find a relationship, the Five of Cups indicate that you will not at this time. You will seek, but you will not find at this time. And you will feel that rather than to have a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship, you don't want to be in that situation because you feel as though that's an empty victory. You don't want to impress anyone. You don't want to pretend that things are going well when you know full well that they're not. You're at a place where you feel like you want to just let it go. For those of you that it's not working for. And as I said, for those of you who are not involved but are seeking a relationship, you're not going to find it at this time because of your focus on what was lost in a previous relationship, or things that you want in a relationship, you feel that they're not there. So you feel such a great loss that your focus is mainly on the loss. Though in time, you are going to begin to focus on what you have instead of what you lost. But that's going to come down the line, because what you're going through now, Libras, is needed. I want to say it's like if someone very dear to you, if you lost someone very dear to you, you would expect that you would go through the grieving process. It's like if, for a mom, if she had 5 children and she lost 3 of her children. Though she had 2 children remaining, her focus would be on those 3 children that she lost through the grieving process. And it's really no way to get around grief. You have to go through it. So I hope that my example is not too harsh for you Libras, because I know how sensitive you can be, but that's just an example. And to give you a better understanding of the grief process in terms of your relationship or your lack thereof a relationship, you have to go through this process of feeling and understanding your loss. Even though you may feel, some of you Libras, like if you are crying over spilled milk, you have to go through that process. Though you can't do anything about the milk that's spilled, it doesn't lessen the pain, and you may still find yourself crying over the spilled milk. Let yourself cry over the spilled milk. Go through the grieving process of the loss that you're dealing with, or even if you're not in a situation where you have lost a relationship but you feel lost as a result of not having a relationship. So you feel the grief just because you don't have the relationship that you want. Okay? But remember, in time, you are going to have this situation turned around, and when your grieving process is over, you will begin to move on, because there is a time for all things, including grief, and there's a time when you need to grieve over loss, and that's where you are, some of you Libras, right now. Okay? Now the next card up comes from the tarot, the Psychic Tarot from the heart, for the heart cards deck. And this is the box in which that deck comes in. And that deck comes with a little book, a little booklet that I'm going to read to you what the card says it's all about. And you have the number 9 card, and the number 9 card says darkest fears. And the key words here are anxiety, doubt, resolve, release. And the book says having your love life is crucial. I'm sorry, Libras. I want to start over. It says having love in your life is crucial. When a relationship does not go as planned, or when a desired relationship does not materialize, it's easy to lose yourself in worry and doubt. You may even question your own worthiness. It's easy to become obsessed with all your darkest fears regarding love. Don't let your anxieties paralyze you into a total state of inaction. Dwelling on your worries only feeds them with energy. Dwelling on your worries only feeds them with energy, allowing them to consume you and overshadow everything else. Take a moment to determine what might be troubling your heart. The anxiety may be obvious and quite subtle. Once you identify it, decide if it's something you can resolve on your own or if you need assistance, and then take the appropriate action. If you determine that it's a worry over which you have no control, ask Spirit to help you release it. Okay? Then you have, next card comes from the Quick and Easy deck, and this is the box that they come in. Can you see that? Okay. And these cards, they also have the words on the front. They have the upright side, which is in the gold, and they have the reverse side, which is in the blue. Now, the first card that you have is the Fool card again. However, you have the Fool this time on the Q and E deck, the Quick and Easy deck. You have the Fool in reverse. And the Fool here, according to this deck, it reads, you're childlike in some ways. You still have too much to learn. Worry and fear blocks your positive action. Don't submit to others' rules and demands of conformity. You do not recognize the danger you're in. You are close to ruin. You are close to ruin with crazy decisions, restless actions, and foolish choices. Your ideas are not sound and may lead to catastrophe. So that is a warning to you, Libras. It is the Fool in reverse. Instead of being courageous, it is taking risky risks that will end you up in trouble, so pay attention to that. The other card you have, it is the Ace of Wands, and that too is in the reverse position. And that card says feelings of enthusiasm, feelings of exhaustion, low energy, feeling lethargic, and mental dullness. You are over involved and need to choose between how. Wait a minute. You are over involved and need to choose between too many commitments, loss of enthusiasm, and interest in the very things that have always made you happy. Material success doesn't make you happy. This card is indicating. So this is the Ace of Wands, and the upright position, it would indicate that new things are on the horizon and that you're enthusiastic and you're ready to jump in with both feet and get things started and look forward to things growing. However, because it is in the reverse position, Libras, this card is indicating that for you at this time you have low energy and you're not feeling the enthusiasm that you should be feeling because of your focus on the negative. You have to begin to focus on the positive to bring back that joy that you once had, because this card is indicating that you have a loss of enthusiasm for the things that you were once interested in, the things that once made you happy. You're no longer allowing those things to give you joy and happiness that they have always in the past brought to you. You are in the position in this situation to move yourself in the direction of the things that make you happy. Though the Five of Cups talked about your grieving and you're having to go through the grief process or the grieving process, you can go through it and then move on. It's calling you to not stay there. This card also is indicating that you have the potential to have happiness again. Just know that you're not going to be in this place forever, but you have to acknowledge it and then move on. Acknowledge the loss. Acknowledge the fact that you don't have a relationship. For those of you that are not in a relationship and feeling the sense of loss of not having a relationship, acknowledge it and move on. Okay? Now that concludes that portion of your reading for you Libras. What I have done is I've pulled cards from the Tea Leaf Fortune Cards deck, and this is the box that those cards come in, for those of you interested in knowing that. And I'm going to go ahead and move these cards out of the way and begin to read for you the cards that are here in the Tea Leaf deck. Okay? And your first card up, you have the Moon. The Moon says changes are coming in your life. Okay? And know that as the moon come and go, it indicates changes. Okay? So you are going to have changes coming about in your life just as the moon comes and the moon goes. Okay? Know that. Then the next card up you have is the Shark card. And the Shark card says, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. In other words, this card is saying to you, Libras, don't become shark bait, okay? Pay attention to your finances. Pay attention to how you spend your money, how you make your money, how you save your money. It is saying to you that there may be someone around or something that you may be indulging in that is actually taking your money as a shark would. So this card is cautioning you to pay attention and to not allow that to happen. Okay? The next card you have would be the Scissors. So the Scissors card indicates disappointment in some affair. Now, the Scissors card is warning you that there may be disappointment that may be coming for you, and to pay attention that forewarned is forearmed. So pay attention to any disappointment that may come about for you. Keep that in mind. Then you have the Bag. The Bag says something important such as a new job or a raise is coming about for you. In other words, this picture of the bag sitting on the table and the bag is closed, which says that it has not been revealed to you what this something important is, but there's something important in the bag. And in short, you can say that you have it in the bag. So if you've been seeking work, a new job, a new career, or something along those lines, even though this is a love and romance reading, when something pertaining to work, job, money, career, what have you, comes up in the reading, I give that to you as well. And according to the bag card, it is indicating that there is a new job or a new promotion or a raise coming for you, for those of you who are already working. But if you have been looking for a job, then know that you have it in the bag. Or if you've been going on interviews, the job that you're seeking, you have it in the bag. Just know that, okay? Then you have the cup. The cup card indicates that you should accept valid criticism. So if someone says something to you and you may feel as though they're criticizing you, look at it as constructive criticism. And don't jump the gun and get upset, but pay attention to what they're saying to you and take it for what it's worth. And this may come from a friend, because the cup indicates that you may be sipping tea with friends. So it may come from somebody that you may be friendly with, or someone who may consider themselves to be a friend. But this cup card is cautioning you, Libras, to not get upset or be short-tempered or short-fused and getting upset with someone when they try to tell you something for your own good. So pay attention and accept it as constructive criticism. Okay? And know that they're not trying to hurt you. Also, the next card you have is the rabbit. The rabbit card indicates too much concern with sexual matters. Okay? Now, the rabbit has pretty much one thing on his mind, sitting here looking out of behind the bushes, and it's sex. And the rabbit card here comes up for you, Libra, to tell you to take the focus off of sex and to have some balance restored in your life, because sex is good, sex is great, but when you're focused only on sex, you lose focus of what you need to have your mind on for your situation right now, according to this reading. Okay? So just allow there to be some balance. And some of you may feel, what is she talking about? I haven't even been having sex. Well, according to this card, you may not have been, but you may be still focusing on sex too much. You may be thinking, oh my God, if I could just hook up with somebody just to, this card is telling you, no, 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 that's not the way to go. Don't focus on sex, but think of other things that may involve the relationship, or some of you may be staying in a relationship because of the sex. The relationship could be horrible, but you're staying because of the sex. And this card is telling you, no, 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 that's not the way to go, that you need to have some balance. If someone isn't treating you well, but you feel as though you're staying with them because of the sex, it's not going to work out. That's what's draining you, okay? So, just allow the balance to be restored, all right? And know that you deserve to be treated well on every front or on every level in your life. If someone is keeping you around just for sex, or if you're keeping someone else around just for sex, stop. Okay? Now the next card you have is the Spear. And the Spear card indicates heartache over what you no longer have. Okay? Pardon me. Now, the spear card here has a photo or a painting of a spear going right through the heart. Okay? See that? And that's what it's indicating that's going on with you. That that something that you no longer have is causing you heartache, and you're holding on to it. It could even be, for some of you Libras, the fact that you're not having as much sex as you used to have, because the rabbit card was right above the spear card. It could be indicating that you are having heartache because you're no longer having the sex that you once had, or as much, or with whom you were having it with, and this is causing you heartache. Again, the spirit card is cautioning you and calling you to let it go. Okay? To not get caught up in this, because that's what's causing you the heartache. If you no longer have it, let it go. There's nothing you can do about spilled milk other than cleaning it up and moving on. You may even clean it up while you're crying. So let it be. So long as you clean it up and move on and get past it, things will be better off for you. Okay? Then you have the Dark Woman. The Dark Woman card indicates that you will, some of you Libras will have dealings or may have a relationship with a woman who has dark hair or whom is dark complexioned. Okay? She may have a dark complexion, or she may have dark hair, or she may have dark hair and she may have a dark complexion. This card indicates that you're going to be dealing with this person. It does not say whether she will be a friend or a foe, or whether she will come in for the good or not. However, just pay attention that a dark-skinned or dark-complexioned woman, or a woman with dark hair, will be coming into your space, Libras. And some of you may be this person, so just keep that in mind, okay? But a dark woman will have some significance in your life, all right? Or woman with dark hair. Then you have the Clouds card. The Clouds card indicates that you will have temporary problems, meaning that the grief that we talked about that came up in your other cards, it's only temporary. Okay? Remember I talked about going through the process and letting it be whatever it is that you need to grieve about it, and then allow yourself to move on. Whatever problems that brought about that grief, it's going to be healed, repaired, washed away. The clouds are going to dissolve and the sun is going to shine for you, because the sun is right behind the clouds, which indicates that your problems are only going to be temporary. So keep that in mind. That's a good thing. Then you have the Tent card. The Tent card indicates a temporary situation, which means that whatever situation you find yourself in, or have been finding yourself in, know that it's only temporary. And just as the tent is pitched at night and it is taken down during the day and carried somewhere else, this is so too for your situation. Your situation will last a period of time, or your situation that you've been going through, the period of time has come that the change is coming about, and you will find that that situation was temporary, and that your joy will be restored in all your grief. It's comparable to if a young mother becomes pregnant and she loses that child, she loses that pregnancy, and she goes through the grieving process and she's filled with grief. But as time goes on, she becomes pregnant again, and her joy is tenfold what it was before. So as that new pregnancy becomes more evident and she begins to live in that place, her joy is restored. And so this 10th card is saying to you, Libras, that whatever loss or grief that you've been living in, know that it's coming to an end, okay? And know that the situation, even if it lasts for a little while longer, and for those of you that are looking for a relationship, and as I said in the 5 of Cups, you're not going to find it at this time, know that you will find it down the line. And it may not be with the person that you wanted it to be with, maybe with someone else. It may even be in a different setting, okay, or in a different way. But know that down the line it is going to be resolved, okay? Then you have the Broom, which is a card that indicates a new home or a new attitude, okay? So even if you don't physically move, you will be maybe restoring or redecorating your current location, or you will have a new attitude about your current location, or the attitude of things that are around you in your home, or it could be your work environment. But for the sake of this being a love and romance reading, it's bound to be dealing with your surroundings around the home, more or less, in your relationship. Your attitude may change that will make things different as well. So just know that that's what's coming up for you in the last 2 weeks of August 2017, that you will be either going into a new home or revitalizing your current home, which it will be a new environment for you, or changing furniture around or what have you, or you will have a new attitude, okay? So until next time, Libras, ciao for now.